Humans are wired for connection. We crave belonging and a sense of being part of something greater than ourselves. This desire is deeply rooted in our evolutionary past, when survival often depended on the safety of the group. In today's world, this need has taken on a different shape. We seek not only community, but also validation and approval. Social media, in particular, paints an enticing picture of perfect friendships and vibrant gatherings. But these curated images often mask a deeper truth. Beneath the surface, doubts, insecurities, and performative interactions abound. How often do we find ourselves surrounded by people yet feeling deeply alone? The illusion of belonging lures us into believing that proximity to others equals connection. We think that being invited to the party or included in the group chat means we have found our tribe. But true belonging isn't about physical presence. It's about being seen, understood, and valued for who we truly are. Too often, in our quest to fit in, we sacrifice authenticity for acceptance. This need to fit in can lead us to shapeshift in ways that are both subtle and profound. We laugh at jokes we don't find funny, agree with opinions we don't hold, and suppress parts of ourselves that we fear might be judged or rejected. Wearing masks to blend in is not only exhausting but also isolating. When we can't show up as our true selves, even the connections we have feel hollow. This is the tragedy of the illusion of belonging. It promises connection, but often delivers loneliness. Befriending yourself is an ongoing process. It's a relationship you tend to over the course of your life. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a commitment to showing up for yourself, even on difficult days. As you nurture this relationship, you unlock a profound sense of inner peace. You no longer need the approval of others to feel worthy, or the constant presence of others to feel connected. You become enough just as you are. Validation often compels us to depend heavily on the opinions of others to establish our sense of self-worth. This reliance becomes problematic because external validation is never sufficient to fill internal voids, leading us to chase an endless cycle of approval. Many individuals, despite having extensive social circles or thousands of online followers, continue to feel unseen and unfulfilled. This emptiness underscores a profound truth. True belonging must begin within. Unlike fitting into social molds, true belonging involves being accepted for who you are, starting with yourself. When you belong to yourself first, you no longer feel compelled to mold yourself to fit the expectations of others. You can stand firm in your truth, knowing your worth is not dictated by how many people like, invite, or celebrate you. This self-acceptance becomes the cornerstone of meaningful relationships, allowing you to connect with others from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. The illusion of belonging thrives on comparison. We often look at others and think they possess what we lack, a close-knit family, a loyal friend group, or a loving partner. Yet what we see is often a curated version of their lives. Everyone faces struggles, insecurities, and moments of isolation. Recognizing this truth can free us from the trap of believing that others have it all figured out while we lag behind. Stepping out of this illusion requires courage. It means being willing to stand apart from the crowd, saying no to relationships that don't nurture your soul, and embracing solitude when necessary for personal growth. It's about valuing quality over quantity and seeking depth rather than breadth in your connections. A single relationship where you feel genuinely seen holds more value than 100 shallow connections. Importantly, belonging is not something granted by others, it is something we cultivate. We foster belonging when we show up authentically, offer others the same acceptance we desire, and build spaces where people can be real without fear of judgment. These spaces may be as small as a trusted friendship, a supportive partnership, or even the sanctuary of our own company. Yet they are infinitely more meaningful than the largest crowds. Ultimately, the illusion of belonging dissolves when we realize we don't need to belong everywhere, we only need to belong somewhere, and that often starts within ourselves. When you belong to yourself, you stop chasing connection and start creating it. In this creation lies a belonging that is real, lasting, and liberating. Imagine a solitary tree standing in the middle of a vast open field. Unlike trees in a dense forest, it has no companions to shield it from harsh elements. There are no neighboring branches to share the weight of a storm, or intertwined roots below the surface for support. It faces the full force of the wind, the unrelating heat of the sun, and the heavy burden of snow on its branches. Yet, despite these challenges, it thrives. A symbol of resilience and quiet strength. The lone tree's survival is not due to external aid, but rather its inner fortitude. Its roots grow deep, anchoring it firmly in the soil, far deeper than those of forest trees that rely on the collective strength of their environment. The lone tree draws nourishment from the earth in ways that crowded trees do not need to.